When you're feeling like a hot mess express, you are not doing anything wrong. The chaos doesn't mean that you need to fix yourself, you need to change everything about you, you're careless. The sloppiness, so whatever you define as a hot mess express, I really think about it as like a train going full force ahead and not really having the resources in that moment to stop and slow down and pause. The only time that we can access pleasure, that we can access joy, that we can access tenderness in our life is when we can learn to pause and be present with what is. I want you to use the chaos of a train going 100 miles an hour about to run into a wall. That's what hot mess express is to me. I want you to use that chaos, and instead of being like, I have no control over my life, blah, like what am I gonna do? I can't stop it. This is all going downhill, right? Like I'm just like, I'm a mess. It's never going away. So instead of any of that, use all of that. That feels quite loaded and like there's fire to that. There's energy towards that. Use that chaos. Use that kind of destruction mode. That kind of like, this is going to hell, you know? Use that and bring it back in. You bring it back into your body and you use it almost like as a water filter. Filter it out so that the water tastes good to you, so that the water feels nice and slow and purified and intentional. All right, so I'm gonna send you a playlist. I would love for you to do a full like 10-15 minutes when you're feeling like a hot mess express, but this is the quickest kind of reset for hot mess express. I want you to feel hot, okay? Like imagine that train going. You're in the driver's seat. So use that energy immediately. Maybe you just start like moving your entire arms, your shoulders. Maybe your knees are soft. And start to sway like this, back and forth, kind of moving your arms almost as if they're like a propeller. Go faster. That train is going fast. Go faster. Feel the force it takes to go into this sort of speed. Faster, faster. Shake it out. Shake it out. Faster, 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 faster. Shake it out. Shake it out. Play with the rhythm and the speed as if you can't stop it. Now shake out the water, shake out the water, shake out the water, yeah. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Shake out the legs, shake out the legs, shake out the legs, shake out the legs. I'm doing this to really feel everything in my body light up. Go like this, use the friction of the hands. Okay, imagine, close your eyes, yet that train is going too fast. How are you gonna slow it down? Breathe in. How are you going to slow it down? And when it gets too hot, I want to put them on your legs and start twirling around like a spiral. Yeah, like a spiral. Can I control the outcome here? Maybe, maybe not. But I can control my next move. Start to swirl and sway your entire body. I want you to feel almost this kind of like affection with yourself here. Swaying left and right, using the hips as the driver's seat, as you're kind of like churning butter, okay? If you need to do this, do it, but churn the butter. Maybe you're in quicksand, that's what it feels like. You're sinking, okay? It's like work with what you've got there. Maybe some cat-cows. Be intimate with your legs here. Keep breathing. And now let your head loose. Oh, loose, let the hair back and forth, loose, loose. Okay, beautiful. Put your arms around your shoulders. chest. Hand on the front of your belly and hand behind your back. Stay here for a moment, grounded in the feet. I want you to close your eyes and imagine that train. It's going and going and going, and with the movements that you've done, you've been able to control the driver's seat just a little bit. You take a pause as the conductor and you think, is there a different way to approach this? And you notice that there's a little lever, right? Keep swaying. And the lever just kind of brings it down a notch. If it's at 10, you bring it down to 8. Breathe as if you're an 8. And then you realize the train slows down and you decide, I'm going to bring it down to a 6. Breathe as if you're a 6. What does that happen in your body? What happens there? Maybe your heart rate slows down. And then you lower it down to a 4. And you notice nothing happens when I slow down. If anything, I gain momentum and energy. Breathe as if you're a 4. What happens in your body when you're a 4, when you intentionally slow down? And just start to churn as if you're churning butter. Just move the hips at a 4. And maybe you think this feels good, or I need a little bit less. And you lower the lever down to a 2. And maybe you go even slower. Or you want to play with a 4, you go back to a 4. Or you want to play to a 6. Remember what it's like to be the Hot Mess Express. Maybe an 8, and maybe a 10. A little bit out of control for me, so I'm going to lower the lever down and down and down to a 2. To a 2. From this place, find stillness. Just notice what happens when you've slowed down. You have the control in your hands. The lever is in your hands. We don't have control of all the outcomes, but we have control of the next move. The foot right in front of us. I'll see you in the next one.